Now, a day and a half from now, the funeral for 88-year-old Pope Francis. And right now, people of all stripes lining up to pay their respects to the Pope.
Yeah, there are so many people. Viewing hours keep getting extended. Meanwhile, the pontiff remains in his open coffin, the typical ritual for a pope prior to his funeral. And yes, the people coming here, not just Catholics, not just Christians, not just religious people.
A tribute, to say the least, to a man once named Jorge Mario Bergoglio. Mike Marza is at the Vatican for us. Michael?
Bill and Sade, what a striking image inside St. Peter's Basilica as we approach the midnight hour here in Rome and in Vatican City. You know, it's interesting because you mentioned just people from all over the world coming here. I talked to a man from Nigeria. He's not Catholic, he's not Christian, but he came here anyway. And I said, why? What brought you here? And he said it was the love that he felt Pope Francis spread, love for humanity, which is why you see so many people lining up still tonight. More than 90,000 have already passed through St. Peter's Basilica. With every toll of the bell, the impact of seeing Pope Francis one final time rang louder.
Having just like the Pope be there, it's just a surreal moment.
You could see it on their faces and in their hearts, like Carolina and Benjamin from Chicago, who attended the Pope's final Mass.
It was really heartbreaking to see what happened to him, especially in such a short period of time. One time we saw him alive, and then the next he was gone.
They joined the thousands today that marched up the main aisle of St. Peter's Basilica and shuffled past the late pontiff's open coffin, snapping a few photos away from the crowds.
It was pretty quick. They tell everybody to move quick.
So many people showed up. The Vatican stayed open longer than expected. Overnight, only closing for 90 minutes. Tonight, about 4 miles away, Cardinal Dolan celebrated Mass for Catholics from New York. Soon, he'll help elect a new pope, just like he picked Francis 12 years ago.
Once you get into the conclave, you better kind of know.
So to that point, do you have an idea on a direction you're leaning at this point?
None of your business. Pardon me for being blunt.
After all, it is a secret process playing out inside the Sistine Chapel, where a little more than 100 men will elect the leader of the 1.4 billion Catholics around the world. What characteristics are you looking for moving forward?
It's almost like everybody has a Pope Francis story. So we certainly want somebody with his gracious, humble, simple, loving style. He was a Pope of the heart. But we also would say, yeah, but Benedict had that intellect. John Paul II had that conviction of soul. And so you're kind of thinking, could we find somebody with a blend of all of them?
88 years is a long time to look back on, and the legacy of Pope Francis continues. So we invite you to join us tomorrow night, beginning tomorrow night. It is a special we've titled The People's Pope. We're going to take a look at his influence on the Latino community, plus what he meant to pop culture, gracing the pages of magazines